out of the military, you went into the sheriff's department, you went right into the field of protecting and serving from your country to your community, and that builds character. You will now you put that off on your grandkids, you put that off on your daughter, who's now a major, you said, right, in the Air Force, making you very proud. It's better than your kid being a crackhead or saying, "Hey, Dad, I got an OnlyFans page." You know what? Not really something to be proud of. When your daughter or your son is serving our country,
Give back to the community, basically.
yeah, OnlyFans doesn't give back to the community. That's not a thing. But when you see what Roll Call provides, just go there, take a look, or come out to this event. There'll be plenty of veterans and military personnel out there that will be more than willing to talk with you and talk to you about the service.
Check it out. See if it's your cup of tea, your
without a
glass
doubt.
of whiskey. See if you like it.
If you're, and maybe a glass of whiskey.
It might be.
Maybe so.
When you talk about the Vietnam era, a lot of these, we do a lot of stuff with post-traumatic stress. And a lot of our Vietnam veterans who suffered post-traumatic stress, not so much back in World War II when they called it battle fatigue or shell shock. Nobody really knew about the mental health issues or crises that our military veterans endured in combat. So this also gives them a way to heal through talking to each other. It's almost their therapy session. And once again, it puts them on a great mental health path. Many of them, because their minds are going, are not battling Alzheimer's or dementia because their brains are focused on something. And believe it or not, that is the recipe for longer lifespans, as we see in our World War II veterans.
Yeah, like I said, veterans tend to trust other veterans. So when they're there, I know myself and many of the people there, we all have different experiences, whether it's working with the VA or, medical care or whatever it is, to where you'd be really surprised as someone not in the military. When you get out of the military, you're just out. There's no one like telling you, oh, you should go to the VA and make claims or do this or do that. You're just kind of on your own and you have to figure it out. But when you're around other veterans, you start finding commonalities and you start saying, oh, well, how did you do this? How did you get that care? I feel like this. Oh, you should do that. And you're really able to help a lot of veterans. And a lot of them are getting help from this event because they're all talking to each other.
Especially a lot of them aren't in the technology age. They don't know how to navigate through the internet. So verbal communication is very important to them.
And it's very important because people do prey, like on everybody else, they prey on veterans. And so there's a lot of people out there that will try to charge you money for things. And as another veteran, you'd be like, no, you don't have to pay for that. You just go over here and get this or go do that. But as they get older, there's a lot of predators out there. So they have to be careful. So we don't let anybody prey on our veterans. You can't come to our event and sell anything. We don't pitch anything like that. That's why we try to raise all the money. The only ones you'll see there are legitimate people, like someone from the VA or something like that. But you can't just come there and sell cars or sell insurance or it doesn't work like that. We protect our veterans from all of that while they're there.
That's what's amazing. Now the Battling Betties plays a big part in Roll Call. If you don't know what the Battling Betties are, or if you want to be part of the Battling Betties, Pipple, tell us a little about what you guys do for our veteran community.
Well, it's Patty Von May when I'm talking about the Buddies. So the Battling Betties, we are in 11 other states. You can get on battlingbetties.org, find your state. If you're not finding your state on there, you can start your own platoon as long as you got 3 members. But we are in DFW is my platoon, basically cover all of Texas. Anything with veterans, first responders, PTSD awareness, all those kind of things. We branch out to anything that needs help. Basically, I'm not going to shut down a charity that needs it. But yeah, we dress in 1950s pinup and we boost the spirits of our veterans and first responders.
And our veterans at Roll Call always love to see a pretty girl.
They do. They're very pretty and they love the attention from them.
Yeah. So when the Battling Betties and Roll Call intertwine, it's the perfect mixture for supporting our veterans.
Absolutely.
You know, what kind of feedback do you get with some of the older veterans going,
When
she
them
looks,
pretty ladies
she looks
coming
like one of
back?
those pretty ladies I had on my plane, back in World War II, or, they must really, really dig that.
It's usually, can you get them to come over here and talk to me?
Yeah, for a G spot you can,
and so usually it's not a problem because the Bettys get it, so they're all around. But we've had a new group in, some
Are you
the
cheating on
Dallas
us? Don't you
cheerleaders.
cheat
Oh, yeah,
on
the
us?
Dallas
Okay, I'll let the
cheerleaders.
Yeah, they're
cheerleaders
All
come
right,
in.
okay.
And they do
Different kind of
competition
girls.
cheer, and so they're obviously very pretty, and so the old guys, I guess dirty old men, whatever they are, but they,
Cheerleaders, man.
they want to take pictures with them, and so it's all for
They get
good.
out.
Well,
they get out of those wheelchairs
listen,
real easy.
Yeah,
Don, I saw Don Graves. He knows how to. He is a charmer with every woman out there.
Yes.
I'm telling you. He'll charm. I want to say the panties off any woman, man.
Oy.
He is definitely a ladies' man.
Yes.
Don has so now when the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders come in, Don's probably like, let me tell you my story.
Yeah, they're not the Cowboys.
They're not the
they're
Cowboys
different. They're like
cheerleaders.
a
Cheerleaders.
local cheer
Okay.
group that goes out and
Competition
competes.
cheer.
But yeah, no female is really safe around Dawn. You
gotta
gotta
watch your hands.
You gotta watch your wife.
Mhm.
Yes. Yep.
Watch your daughters. Watch your wife.
I had to watch my daughter around him actually because she likes for her to take her when she lived here. She's now gone in Virginia, but she was one of his favorite escorts.
Okay.
Her and a couple other people, and then our president Mary takes him a lot of places as well.
Yes.
Once again, when we talk about roll call here in about the luncheons every month, do not forget. I'm glad you brought up Mary. Mary and Rick Irvin.
Some about no, we're just kidding.
Every Monday they have a veteran on, and they have a podcast that
Hometown
streams
Heroes.
Hometown Heroes, where they uplift our hometown heroes, our veterans, our first responders. They do an
I was a guest on
amazing
there.
job. Yeah, I know you
was.
were. I was a guest on there a while back.
Oh, okay.
But Mary and Rick has gone. He went to the Air Power Museum. He's ready to. He's an amazing
Photography.
photographer.
Say that again.
Photographer.
Is that New York accent?
That's
got
New York.
Ripped up.
He
there.
takes pictures, man. He takes
Photographer.
pictures. And Mary's she's a Marine
She's a
or Air
badass
Force?
too.
She's an Air Force retired senior
Air
master
Force.
sergeant.
Yeah.
Master sergeant.
Master
Senior
sergeant.
master sergeant.
Senior man.
She's
Let's
badass.
Add another
She is
word to the
badass.
title. It's badass right there.
But
And there's a lot of badass women in the roll call too. It's not just the men.
yeah,
There's a lot of women in there too.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said your daughter is a master sergeant.
My daughter's a major.
A major.
My wife was
We gotta
in
give
the
him
Army as
flashcards.
a
It's
military.
okay.
My wife was an MP in the Army as sergeant.
Oh, she was an MP in the Army.
Yeah.
Oh, so we know
so
who
many
runs that
funny jokes I can
household.
say.
We
I
know
was
who
gonna
runs that
say.
household.
Wrong
you know,
show.
I'm just saying because you come from your whole family is military. It's all veterans. Pretty much, man. I can just imagine on Thanksgiving, like everything's got to be just that's not crisp enough. That's not folded right. That's not.
I'm thinking it's more everybody's relaxing, having a beer, and it's like,
Is it really, or is it just everybody's going? Come on, tuck in those corners. Put up your shirt.
I'm more into the beer now. Definitely
Yeah,
my
it's
drink of
football and
choice.
holidays.
Yeah.
Yes.
if you're like that, you're not getting invited to my house.
But it is wonderful. It is great to have the members of Roll Call and part of the DFW area. You guys also, one thing that we do have, not only Roll Call, is the Medal of Honor Museum.
Yes.
That's here, that you guys were a big part of as well, right? With the Medal of Honor Museum?
We definitely support it. I'm one of their, initial members there just because we have all the veteran organizations kind of overlap, like I'm
It's
on the Air
networking.
Power Council as well.
Okay.
And of course you mentioned Air Power Foundation, and then there's, Holidays and Heroes. They all kind of overlap in things, but the museum is a really great thing. We've had them come speak, and I've gone there for events and certainly gone there and enjoyed the displays that they have. And if anyone hasn't gone there, whether you're a veteran or not, it's definitely worth your time to go there.
Yeah, and that's another great place that once again you're looking to do something on a Saturday, go out to the Medal of Honor Museum, because that's also a way to support our veterans that are out here. We have to keep them not only on the front line, we have to keep them close to our hearts and uplift them every single day. Once again, the car show and passport run in April 11th. You can start signing up now, right? You can start registering now.
You can find us on our Facebook page. You can go to our website again, roll-call.org. You can do it that way and get signed up, and then we'll start communicating with you. And the point of contact will be our board member, Jeff Hingen.
Okay, and the 99% Radio Network just donated some money over to Roll Call for their event. You can do the same. What were the
amounts are
sponsor?
$300 for the initial sponsor, and that'll get you the logo on the T-shirt and a vendor spot that you can set up. So you guys could actually come out there and broadcast.
Fantastic. We would love to.
You get a 10 by 10.
Yeah, we'd love to.
And then for $500, you get all that, and then you get your name on the website, and you get 2 T-shirts. But the T-shirts will be at the event for sale. But if you are a sponsor, your logos will be on those T-shirts as well.
Now, remember, it costs about $7,500 a month to feed 500 veterans at Roll Call. This has been going on for over 20 years.
Since 2014.
Since
so we've
2014.
never charged the veterans. We do ask for a donation for non-veterans that come.
So be a part of something bigger and better than yourself. Donate $5, $10. Costs, what'd you say, about $12 to feed a veteran at the meal?
On the meal, yeah.
If you can't afford it, and I get it, maybe you want to go out there and hook up with Steve and volunteer for a day. Help clean up, set up, break down, cook, and serve these wonderful, wonderful men and women of our U.S. military. We deserve to give back to them because they have given back so much to us. Steve, I can't thank you enough. I can't thank the members of Roll Call enough for doing everything you do each and every day. And yes, I can't thank the Battling Betties enough. For doing what you do every single day, supporting our veterans as well. We really have to get back into uplifting our military, showing our children what the military does, who they are, and putting value back into our society. There's too much hate in the world. There's too much negativity in the world. Let's bring some positivity back.
Participate. You heard me.
With that being said, Steve, thank you very much. If there's anything the 99% Radio Network can do for you or the veteran community or any one of your organizations, sponsors, or your members, please let us know. We are always here for you.
Thank you so much. I just want to say Texas is a special place. So I'm glad I'm here as a retiree. You can really tell.
We don't hold the Los Angeles thing against you.
Yeah, I can't
hey,
stop
New Yorker.
where I'm born. But,
hey, when I left New York, it was okay. I mean, even though it was Democrat, it was still okay. Now we got, I don't know what we got.
Yeah, I mean, LA's not far behind, but you guys are kind of ahead in the.
Oh my God! Yeah. Well, that's why we bring the popcorn, because we're gonna just watch the shit show just fall apart on the East and the West Coast, and Texas. Thank God for Greg Abbott, and who supports every aspect of our American citizens, and even our immigrants. He supports them as long as you are legal, and just. That's why Texas is the greatest state in the union.
Absolutely.
And it's got the greatest people in the world. So God bless Texas, without a doubt.
Bless Texas.
All right. Steve, thank you very much. You have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely.
All right. This is 99% Radio Network. We're going to be back with Lori Montoya and Biker Down right after these messages.
My name is Art Lee. I invented LifeVac to protect my family. Protect your family. Buy LifeVac now.
Thank you, Daddy.
That was us over 10 years ago.
Now, LifeVac is responsible for saving over 2,000 lives from choking.
We started this company in our garage, just hoping to make a difference, because over 5,000 lives are needlessly lost each year to choking incidents.
Help LifeVac on our mission to save lives.
In the time it takes you to pick up the phone and call, another life could be saved.
LifeVac's patented design creates a one-way suction to remove food or objects obstructing airways. All you have to do is place, push, and pull. And just like that, LifeVac can save a life from choking.
Quite frankly, I thought I was going to die. The LifeVac saved my life in 1-2 seconds.
Get your very own LifeVac now and get 20% off. Visit lifevac.net or call 877-LifeVac.
As my personal promise to you, if you order a LifeVac and have to use it, LifeVac will replace it free.
LifeVac works on adults, teens, or toddlers and can be ready in seconds and last a lifetime, guaranteed.
Best of all, you can even use a LifeVac on yourself, the elderly, physically impaired, or those that other methods may not be possible or are dangerous. In the event of a choking emergency, you could save a life, even your own.
Thank you, Daddy.
Life is precious and time matters.
Choking can happen anywhere. Help us put a LifeVac in every home, school, restaurant, car, office, everywhere.
Protecting families has always been our mission. I'm sure you love your family like I love my daughter. Do us all a favor and get your own LifeVac now.
LifeVac saves lives. Order one for your home, the office. It also makes a great gift.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story, and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to. We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network here in the Fishbowl Man. That was Steve Gross of Roll Call. A lot of great events. Check out our Facebook page. Check out our website for Roll Call and the upcoming April 11th.
What like a spreadsheet of a resume, like 82nd Airborne,
yes,
Air Force, LA Sheriff's Department.
And he has given probably close to 40 years of service between the military and law enforcement at least. And now his family is giving back. God bless him for what he's doing. He is a true patriot in every sense of the word.
And those are the type of people you're going to come in contact at Roll Call.
Yeah. So thank you, Steve Gross, and thank you all the members of Roll Call. Welcome, Lori Montoya with Biker Down.
Hi guys, how are you?
Where is Lori?
Lori is still at home in Colorado. I won't be making any trips probably until February. We've got a pretty busy month here in Colorado. Not only is my hat company, we've got the Colorado Motorcycle Expo coming up at the end of the month, which is really in the West Coast, one of the biggest show and swap meets. They get thousands and thousands of riders from Arizona, up north in Wyoming. Everybody comes to the Colorado Motorcycle Expo. So I'll probably try to do some live video for you guys that won't be able to be on Wednesday. But yeah, it takes up the whole, like right now, the rodeo is going on at the National Western Complex, and we will fill up the same Western Complex with nothing but motorcycle riders and dealers and swap meets.
Where's this at in Colorado?
It's in Denver. It's at the National Western Complex, which is a very big pavilion area. And we bring in, what I love is it brings in a lot of small business owners. It started out as a swap meet. Clean out your garage and bring your stuff. And then it slowly grew to bringing in dealerships, and they have a phenomenal bike contest, and the Iron Goddess women come in and they do that for women bikers. So it's really just a phenomenal event that we've had here in Colorado for probably 40 years. I mean, it's been a long time.
So when you say dealerships, like people even said, is that the dispensary?
No manufacturers. No.
Dealerships.
When you said dealerships, that could be considered a dealership.
I mean, certainly our local Harley dealers and Honda dealers and stuff like that come in, but no manufacturer semis, which, just eat up space. And, what we really love about it, and the reason people keep coming is that your friend that you ride with is showing their wares. And like, I'm going to have All Things Bling and Wide Open Hat Company. They're doing hats for the guys and the clubs and the women and things like that. Biker Down has their own booth, and it gives me a really great opportunity to promote. I'm going to ask everybody to get their cell phones out. We launched our Biker Down app over the weekend.
Yes. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yes. And so I'm asking anybody right now, anybody that has a smartphone, all you have to do is go to your, your app store and type in Biker Down Help and put your information in that app. We're going to be doing a lot of great things with it. Number one, we will have soon a place to put your emergency information. If everybody on your ride has the app and someone goes down, you can get a real live time help request. You can report the accident. So we'll be able to do that more nationwide and get more information out to people. But I have been called through Biker Down because somebody's had our ICE emergency cards, which, I've been giving out for years.
All right, so let's
Do we really?
Not that kind of ice.
Are in case of emergency.
I'm trying to keep my mouth shut.
Are in case of emergency. I call them ice cards. You can call them whatever you want. But our in case of emergency information can now be done, will be able to be entered right into the app, which means it'll get exported right into a database. So if I were to get a call from a hospital that says, I have John Salerno here, I hopefully will be able to look and see that John has loaded the app on his phone and I have his in case of emergency. Now I would know with you who to call, but in a lot of instances I wouldn't. And so this is something that, you can report, my friend's gone down and I can look them up and I can help there's a lot of times a family may go 24 hours like if that rider's riding alone and went down, they will go hours, half a day of not knowing where that rider is. Where if somebody can hit that app and report that accident and let us know who in their group went down, we hopefully will have their information and we can help get the family to them sooner. So
It's like
something I'm super proud of.
They are. They say they're there, but they're not.
Their hours from 2 to 6. You weren't there at the proper hours.
You know, the thing you have to always realize, though, is that, you know, you're riding with people, but how well do you really know them? You know,
well, that's what I was going to say. So, like, when you said they're going to be notified if somebody goes down, so is there like something in the phone that you're saying, like the person that goes down, like
no, I'm saying you're right.
Notify?
I'm just saying you're on a Betty's ride, and just say hopefully that before that ride you said, hey everybody, part of our safety meeting before we take off is could everybody take a minute and fill out the Biker Down app, and all their information's in there. So worst case scenario, you're riding and Carol goes down.
So you have all their information to help because they're not.
I would have all their information already in there. You can fill out the accident report, and again, this is all building. And then you can report the accident, say Carol Smith went down. I can look up in the database and I can call Carol's family members.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And say, listen, this is Laurie with Biker Down. We got an alert of an accident and I have Carol's information. My understanding is they're taking her to St. John's. You know, and at least lets their family know that something's going on, because a lot of times Carol's phone will be junk, you know, and so you're not going to be able to necessarily get on her phone, or they've taken Carol and off she goes and you guys are kind of left, I don't want to say cleaning up the mess, but waiting for a tow truck, waiting for, you know, doing everything that you can. And everybody's in that mode of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you know, and it's hard. And having an app that you can go right to, you know, and just start hitting it is something that we're going to be adding to it as this grows. I mean, I'm kind of new to this technology, but for now it's get us your information, get us your in case of emergency information, and we will have you can report it, you know, an accident, and that way I can get it up on social media and we can become to be a lot more proactive. There's a lot of times I don't see an accident, you know, until I see it on 9 News, or a family member sees that, you know, their loved one could have possibly been, it's a white street glide bike, and all of a sudden people are like, oh my God, I haven't heard from Carol in, you know, 4 hours. Could that be Carol? There's a lot of things that happen along the way, and sometimes the family's one of the last ones, or in that it'll ask me what blood type they are. Do they have any, you know, medical needs, meaning are they diabetic, you know, things that maybe they don't have a bracelet. Like if it was Chomper's pre-diabetic, he doesn't have any type of bracelet that he wears. So having your medical or who your physician is in those fields will help us help injured riders better.
You know, Laura, you bring up such a good point, because here in the DFW area, and actually throughout the whole state of Texas, you know, and I'm sure anybody who's on social media have seen it, usually on a Saturday or a Sunday when the rides are going on, or you'll hear through DFW scanner, hey, motorcycle accident on I-35 or a motorcycle accident on Highway 67. Check your riders, check your riders, check your riders. And nobody really knows, like this way, this gives them oh my God, I could check that rider if that was a member of my club, or if that was a family member, or what's, you know,
and please understand, we will be very careful with, you know, we have a HIPAA, you know, some privacy. I'm not against, you know, getting information up there and having it be a bit vague, especially on social, especially if it's a fatality. You know, we've got to give the family a moment to absorb this before they see their family member's name plastered all over for eternity on social media. So we will be very careful with how we report it, but at the same time, that doesn't mean that we can't back channel to the family and say, listen, I'm sorry to bother you on a Saturday, but you know, Carol was on a ride and the Bettys, and I'm just using the Bettys are reporting that Carol went down. And
all I know is Carol needs a motorcycle lesson because Carol keeps getting into these friggin' accidents and she can't drive a bike.
I have a question. Just by logistics that are going on. So, like, you're saying if they sign up for the app, they're going to get notified that somebody on the app went down, or how did they get notified of that person on the app?
What's going to happen is your friends are going to fill out the information. Then say you're on a ride with them.
But what if it's not? I guess it's only if you're on the ride with them. So it's not like you're on the ride by yourself.
And unless they're semi okay, you know, it won't like it's not going to be like you know, oh my God, my phone, you know, I get an alert because like somebody's phone. It's not that elaborate. It's not going to have like a 360. Like if on my 360, if I get in a crash, Chopper gets an alert. It isn't going to work.
That's what I was trying to like wrap my head around.
But it is going to be
because there's a lot of people that go on rides. I mean, you go on. I mean,
but
our club's got like, you know, you got.
But here, hold on.
5 to 500, and then you got one person that goes down, and you just only know by their name on their cut. But yet you can kind of get some identification, and then you're like, all right, boom, boom, boom. This guy's here on the app. Boom,
right. So you're on the ride with Carol, and you shouldn't ride with Carol because she keeps getting into those friggin' accidents. So you're on a ride with Carol, and Carol goes down again, right? So then you will go on to the app, and you'll hit.
She's registered in
Carol
my
got into another accident. Lori will be notified and can notify the next kin. Is that how that works?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Who
we're not notifying the next
Carol would want to have notified. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just a cleaner way than having the in case of emergency card, which, you know, I love. I can't get to everybody, and everybody doesn't see me at events. So, you know, this was great. It served its purpose, but we're at a point where everybody lives on this. And we are going to have Android, just takes a little bit longer to get approved. But just having a place where you can put information down. If you were to need to do a help request, you can do a help request right on the app. I no longer have to lead you to Biker Down. Just load up the app, go on there, fill out the help request. We do feel like we're trying, you know, and I'm a little slow in getting to the technologies that are constantly changing. I mean, you know, Facebook is great, websites are great, but, you know, people use this to find information and to give information. So it's just something that we're going to really be premiering that at the expo and working really hard to get our Colorado riders. And we don't have a lot now because I kind of have been testing it, you know, getting a feel for it and stuff. Like we have to fix, nobody can put in their last name. So they're trying to fix that. And, you know, there's going to be some kinks in the initial testing of this, but
of course.
But we are trying to have a way to get a hold of everybody sooner than later, especially family members, because I personally have seen just how stressed someone is and how they're calling hospitals and they're calling, you know, police, and they're calling everywhere they can to try to find their loved one who isn't home yet and stuff. So having a way for us to coordinate that would be extremely helpful. The other thing I wanted to talk about this week is a kind of a weekly motorcycle safety series that I'm gonna do every week on here. And for this week, it's ride like you're invisible. Like nobody sees you. You have to find a way to make sure, like Carol.
Loud.
It is specifically for Carol. I hope you're listening. But you know that you really need to have that mental survivalist mindset when you ride. You know, you always should have an exit strategy. You know, you want to make sure that car sees you, but their reaction time, even if you think they see you, they don't. So you have to really, really ride defensively. Eye contact does not mean that they is an equal to awareness. You know. Because they still may try to go. A turn signal isn't equivalent to intent, you know. You have to really make sure that every inch that you give extra to another car or something like that is seconds that could save you from an accident. So you just really need to be at all times ask yourself, what am I going to do if that car comes into my lane? Where am I going to go? Because they're just, we're getting a lot of people that want to get into this lane filtering. Nevada is all hyped up for lane filtering. And, I understand the concept of lane filtering. There's a lot of accidents that happen in traffic. When we're an air cooled engine and we're sitting in all this traffic and our bikes are overheating. And then all of a sudden that car that isn't paying attention or is texting all of a sudden slams into the other vehicles. What?
I think, yeah, you said sexting.
No, I said
I think
text.
sexting and driving is very dangerous,
That's
and that's
exactly
probably
what
what
you
was going
said.
on with Carol.
I have no words.
Yeah, well,
But lane
lane,
filtering
I
is
do
just as
listen,
dangerous.
It is. Let her finish.
lane splitting is dangerous, but it is necessary especially here in Texas. You have to lane split.
Okay,
in
lane
July and
splitting and lane filtering are two different things. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
School me on that
yeah.
because I thought you were talking about lane
In
split.
California, lane splitting is where they zoom in between you, and it doesn't matter how backed up the traffic is. Lane filtering is normally if you are coming up to an intersection and you're 12 car, you're biking, you're 12 cars back, that you have the right to basically go to the front of the line.
Oh, okay, I got
to
you.
avoid any type of collisions. What's happening now here in Colorado is our riders are lane splitting, and it startles drivers. You know how they weave, like I'm a driver and I've got to get over in this lane, and so I'm coming over, and now all of a sudden that biker is lane splitting instead of filtering. And there's a huge difference, and maybe that's something that we'll talk about next week. Is I'll show you some examples on video of the difference between lane filtering. So I'm not sure, is it legal to lane split?
That's on the bikers' ignorance for doing stupid shit like
Well,
that.
what I'm saying is,
My
like with the
opinion.
lane splitting, if you're stuck in,
You're just weaving
bumper to
through
bumper
and being a
traffic,
dumbass.
you're on an air cooled motorcycle, you don't want to overheat. But it doesn't mean to split the lane at 60 miles an hour while traffic stops.
Which is what they're allowed to do in California.
It's
California. Once again,
oh, I know,
you said
but
it's
I'm
going to
just
the front of the
saying.
line. California is all about the entitlements.
You can't hurt their feelings in California.
Oh, they're heading for their safe space.
Yeah, but in Colorado, what people are doing now is, I'm 5 cars back, and now the light is turned red, and until all the bikers go up to the front of the line, it's ticking off the drivers, the sense of entitlement to all of a sudden go to the front, and then they're taking off doing wheelies because they have no traffic in front of them. So I see a lot, there's a lot more accidents stemming from this lane filtering than we had before lane filtering was allowed. So, we're in a 2-year survey basically of allowing bikers to do this for 2 years, and then we're going to study it. And I think in the long run, we're going to find that it's a lot more dangerous because the bikers just are splitting and not filtering, and it's a huge difference of what they're entitled to do. So
I agree, and it should be a certain speed because
education when they get
I've had bikes come between the cars, and it startles the hell out of you if they're coming fast. But take your time, go through. We understand you don't want to overheat, and especially here in Texas in August. But hey, maybe go all the way over to the right median and take it slow up that way as well.
Right.
But instead of splitting between the cars.
Plan your route.
But you're gonna get some angry driver that's just gonna turn his wheel a little bit, and he's gonna box you in, and you're gonna go.
Or even as innocently as I'm also in my car trying to get over and get out of traffic. Like this lane is moving and maybe the accident is 10 cars in front of me and I don't see it yet. So I see this lane is moving and all of a sudden that biker's coming right through. So you got to be really, really careful. It's causing more accidents. And now Nevada is really trying to get lane filtering. And, I don't try to get involved in people's politics of that, but, it is fine in theory if done correctly, but you have such an overflow mentality from California into Nevada that it's going to be dangerous. And we have enough injured riders out there that it's just a very sad time. So what I say to everybody is ride like you're invisible, have an exit strategy, and just be careful out there. I would love to tell you, get an insurance review, be prepared, all the things that I've talked about for years. It's not resonating with the drivers to get the right insurance and to get the insurance reviews. So why don't we go with the mentality of I want to avoid the accident completely? And so I've got to change my mindset a little bit on how I ride. Because we all get on the bike and throw a leg over with the intention of, I want to go out and have a great day. And I don't really think that any car driver gets in the car and says, let's see how many bikers I can run into. But their lives are busy and they're distracted and they're yelling at their kids and they're in a hurry and they're late for work. And everybody just is not paying attention to one another. So, just be careful out there is my motto. And again, if anybody needs any help, please go to bikerdown.org. We'll do all that we can. I will tell you that since January 1, I haven't had one biker that has done a help request that has had good insurance.
Well, there proves your point that education is power, and we have to keep spreading the word to get it out there.
Because they're not, I think it's a budget thing. I mean, even if I tell you got to give up a Starbucks and a burger every month, to have that underinsured and uninsured, they're just not willing to give up their Starbucks and their burger.
Well, listen, give up your Starbucks and guess what? You don't have to go to McDonald's anymore because they are non-supportive of our law enforcement. So all the money you're saving from not going
there you go. Do it for that.
Food. Go get some proper insurance.
But it also makes, it really does make, the problem that everyone faces after the accident is the reality of I should have done this. And I mean, almost every biker that I've had, and I mean, granted, it's only the 14th, has liability only, hit by a driver that has liability only or no insurance. And what am I going to do? And I need help and I need to do a fundraiser and I need medical equipment. And I mean, the list just goes on. And it's sad for the family because they're getting thrown into what I call some irresponsible behavior on the part of the biker to not have those coverages that you need to have. And, if you love your family, if you love your wife and 3 small kids, get the coverages that are going to keep them safe. So I'm almost over my time.
Well, thank you so much, Lori. Yeah. And
download the app.
We're gonna support the app. We're gonna promote the app. We're gonna push it out. And, we are going to, right here in Texas.
I'm doing a Nancy Pelosi.
What?
I'm doing a Nancy Pelosi.
Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Right. We don't want
It's
that. You're ripping crap up.
Oh.
And I was going to say something on, when you said you never want to say I should have, but I'm not even going to go there. Shouldn't have. But all right, Lori. Thank you.
I'm so done getting you to sign up for that membership.
I'll be there because I've given up.
I know that you have Glenn's insurance review and you did that and that works well for you. And so, but I will tell everybody, get the insurance review, at least have the conversation,
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
All right.
All right, Lori. Thank you so much. You stay well.
Bye.
God bless you. Lori Montoya with Biker Down. We're going to take a quick break. Bring in Billy Bull with Hemp and Hounds. Going to talk a little bit about Trump's descheduling, I guess that would be the word, from rescheduling from a class 3 to a class 1 on marijuana and how this makes a big difference in the lives of our veterans and people that are battling. Right after this.
What we believe in at Glenn Larson Law is doing one thing and doing it really well. When I meet people, I always tell them we're going to uncover every single rock possible. That's the medical component, that's your story and your voice.
We've solely focused on personal injury, whether that be a slip and fall accident or a commercial 18-wheeler, a motorcycle or DWI, motor vehicle accident. We specialize in that and that only.
When someone says, my neck really hurts, I know exactly how that feels. There's so much more to an injury case dealing with the pain level that people go through and how it affects their lives. And I know how to advocate to make sure that the insurance companies take all of that in consideration in every case.
We're very transparent and open to always keep them informed and stay on top of their case at all times.
Because we're a little bit smaller in team numbers, we're able to really dive into every single case and develop not only a client relationship, but a friendship and a lifelong connection.
We're on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We'll meet you anywhere, at the scene, in the hospital, at your home. Whatever's best for the client, we will do every single time.
There is a connection component that I believe our firm is committed to. We want to be connected with you and your family beyond this case so that you know that you have a lifelong partner. Not just a case, but a lifelong connection and a lifelong voice. And we look forward to serving you.
Here at 1010 Aussies, we're going to find you your forever pet. We specialize in miniature and toy Australian Shepherds. All our pups are pet and family friendly. They're socialized, basic training, and a health guarantee. Check out our miniature and toy Australian Shepherds at 1010aussies.com or call us at 817-213-6698. Hey, welcome back to the 99% Radio Network, radio for a reason here in the Fishbowl. And the reason we're going to talk about today is a little bit about cannabis. Billy, welcome.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm a little discombobulated today. I've been working, getting stuff going. But it's awesome to be here and be able to talk about what's been going on. That Trump did reschedule it from a Schedule 1 to Schedule 3.
Okay, I had it backwards.
Because again, Schedule 1s are like, crack and everything. Crack is whack. Everything that doesn't have any type of medicinal value or, it's highly addictive. So he moved it to Schedule 3. It's progress. It's progress.
Now, as a Schedule 3 drug, they can now start testing for the positive effects. Like the FDA can start looking at it in a positive way and start running research on it.
Correct. Research will now probably become more beneficial because, they want to tell you there wasn't ever any research, but there has been, but it doesn't go the way they want them to. So it kind of just, it gets pushed back. Because remember, at one point, up until about 5 or 6 years ago, our government had a patent on cannabis and the cannabinoids. Mm-hmm.
Really?
They sure as hell did. Can't have a patent on vitamin C. Can't have a patent on, calcium. You can have a patent on this, which prohibited anyone from doing it. And they even said in the patent, it's proven neuropathic and all the things that it did. It was proven. And then they let that go once, people really kind of got onto the legalization bus. Because, you can't hide it anymore. The good that it does. And even though it's on Schedule 3, what they're saying is you will still have to have some sort of pharmaceutical grade. But let's face it, it's on Schedule 1 now. And there are plenty of people who go meet up with Kevin behind the 7-Eleven and get
Carol.
Yeah, or Carol. God, this Carol, she sounds like she sounds like
everywhere.
She is.
She's
And she
everywhere.
don't know what she's doing.
Yeah.
But it is really good. It does open up that research for everything. And once they do start doing the research and seeing and the clinical testing, hey, pick me, they will be able to see the good that it does. I remember a couple years ago, because you'll hear about studies, there was a study about CBD 6 or 7 years ago and said the horrible things that it did, and it causes A, B, C, and D. But then when you really get into the research and the study, it was synthetic CBD. So you always have to be careful with the studies and what people are trying to give you and sell you. Because here in Texas, there was that whole debacle with the hemp and the CBD over the summer, and Abbott did the right thing with his words and said, hey, we are going to allow this, and there'll just be restrictions and regulations. So now they are talking about some of the regulations coming out, and it is complete horseshit. It is absolutely completely.
What, the regulations that they're going to talk about?
Well, let's say you are a current hemp manufacturer, or you have a farm and you grow hemp, or you take the hemp and you do something with it. You're a manufacturer. Currently, your license usually runs about $250 a year. They're talking about bumping that up to $25,000 a year. If you are a store, like when you're driving around and you see like American Shamans or the CBD stores, the CBD Plus, their license runs about $150 a year, and they're talking on bumping that up to $20,000 a year. That is going to destroy the industry. It is going to just cause it to go back and
to the underground.
Right.
To the underground,
And
right.
I don't have any current proof, but I do know that whenever Patrick and his backers that were really trying to do the hemp ban over the summer, it is unfortunately not just alcohol that are lobbying against the hemp industry, because you can look at states where
alcohol is
hemp
only
and
doing 'cause
cannabis
they're threatened.
Right. Well, if you look at states where cannabis is like totally legal, the alcohol sales have plummeted. And
People want an alternative.
Exactly. So here, it's unfortunate that when the hemp ban was trying to take place, that you could kind of trace it back to the Texas cannabis industry, the people who run something called compassionate cultivation. Because there's only so many places where you can get medicinal cannabis here in Texas, not flower. Oh, and the hemp ban, in effect, it will destroy. You won't be able to have any vape pens. They won't be able to sell any products from China, which I kind of like. There will be no flower. Just this is kind of like the Texas cannabis program. It's edibles, it's tincture, it's enemas, it's this, it's that. Yeah, girl.
Enemas. It's a new way.
It is. Well, did y'all ever hear of a lovely thing called boofing? Chase is young. He might have heard.
Have you boofed? Have you boofed?
Yeah, I know. Chase doesn't look like he would be a boofer, but so boofing is where people would take alcohol and stick it directly in the butts.
You do not look like a boofer.
No, that's what I said. He ain't no boofer.
What? Just like grab it and just you got to turn upside down and just you drink it through your butt.
You just put it because
the coffee.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, the theory is, and it's a good theory,
in his ass or something like that.
when we're talking about like THC enemas and things like that, all your red, wet, shiny surfaces, like the inside of your mouth, your gums. That's why that tincture works so good on your dogs when you give it to them.
Oh, okay.
It immediately absorbs into the red, wet, shiny surfaces, goes into the bloodstream immediately. Just the same thing with sticking stuff up your butt. It's immediately pulled into that.
If I want to choose a red shiny surface, I'm choosing my mouth. It's,
Right.
It's just a little easier and more conducive.
See, but the thing of it is once you stick something up your butt and it gets absorbed, you ain't getting rid of it. There's no throwing it up. There's no, it's in there.
Bartenders beware.
It's in there.
Bartenders beware, because if someone comes to your bar and just turns upside down and says, I'll take a shot.
It's a whole new term to the word body shot, and I don't want it. So anyway.
No. I draw the line, but
Butt shots.
God.
Butt shots. Oh my God.
What happened to just like trash cans full of Everclear and purple stuff, man? You
Yeah.
know, but anyway,
That led to the butt stuff.
Woo.
All started with the trash can punch.
There you go. There you go.
So
Down to the
anyway,
name.
yes, they do have like THC and CBD enemas. They also have like tampons for women because
I
red
can
wet
maybe get
shiny
behind that.
surface. It, you know, here you go, bitch. Calm down. Take one of these. Because I have
That's genius.
right.
That motherfucker. That's fucking genius.
Take one of these.
Poop.
Boom. Exactly. Right there. Right there. Happy days are
Where do I
here
get
again. I will look for you. I had some guy,
Girls, let me text my friends.
it was at some convention and some
That's
guy walked up.
wild.
He had them in his pocket. He's like, "You want one?" And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" And he goes, "It's a THC enema." You remember at the end of Ferris Bueller when the
I don't
principal
remember
gets
an
on
enema in Ferris
on the,
Bueller.
on the bus and the weird kid like pulls out the candy. He's like, "It's in my pocket. It's a little warm." And it was a little melty.
Like
That's
Napoleon
what
Dynamite.
I was
Beer
like,
nuts.
I was like, no, I don't want that. But in theory, it is a great thing. So that's where tinctures work
I'm
is
getting
like
lost when I'm
the red,
keeping
wet,
it.
shiny surfaces, things like that. But what the hell was I talking about?
I don't know. Pitbull's still wondering about the hemp tampons.
Girl, they can make they can even
The
make
one
the
thing I got
actual.
out of this
They can
conversation.
even make
Wow.
the fiber and the string out of hemp. Like the inside of a hemp plant.
I don't
is
think you'd be able to
softer
buy
than
it at
silk.
CVS
It's a
or
not yet.
Target.
It's
Target.
softer than silk. But anyway, so what this is going to do, and
You're
of
down
course
at the
it's,
corner. Hey man, you got any
Hey,
of those
man,
tampons?
you got any of that hemp herd silk stuff, huh? But
You got light or extra? I need super.
okay, real quick off
Heavy right
question,
now.
Pitbull,
What?
Pitbull. Y'all might want to cover your ears. Guys, cover your ears. This is a girl question. So when I don't have to buy them anymore. 'Cause,
I'm
you know,
even scared.
I'm in the change. But when you go and it's like, this one holds 3 to 6 grams. Who the fudge knows? Who measures that? Who weighs it?
The manufacturer, science.
But do you go home
It's
and
like
weigh
how they-
yours and like, oh wait, I need the
Well, no, they
6 to
put a
8
thing
gram
of-
one.
They put a cup of water and they see how much of it absorbs.
I'm talking
seen
about
that in
you
commercials.
personally. How do you
What do I
know?
care? I'm gonna go. Oh, it's wet. I'm gonna change it up.
But always they're like, if your flow is 5
the
to 6
fuck are we
grams,
talking
use
about?
this. 6 to 7 grams, this. And I'm like, who even knows? Who even
Where
knows?
did we
But
go?
anyway, here
Where
we go.
did we go?
Here we go. Let's go.
Mongo, help me!
Mongo. Oh, but and California, that's the only good thing they got going on down
Yes.
there. So basically, I think they
Mongo is
just
the only thing they have good.
Mongo
going on in
Yeah.
and their
California.
cannabis industry.
Yeah, and
It's
you know
like-
what? We're going to bring Mongo on in a minute, and we're going to talk about the marijuana tampons.
Yes.
I mean, there are a lot of marijuana tampons in California, but they are walking the streets.
Exactly.
Um,
Exactly. Bunch of douche canoes. But anyway, so this new thing that they are proposing, it hasn't happened yet. But if it does happen, if last year these businesses were paying 150 to 250 a year for their license, and believe me, they all had to jump through hoops to begin with to get these licenses, because even now, with cannabis being federally kind of legal on Schedule 3, a lot of these businesses still can't have a bank account because they have CBD in their name. Or even legal businesses like in Vegas, I mean, you
So if I
can.
don't have it in the name, I'm good.
Well, there are businesses still in Vegas that have shipping containers buried in the desert where they have to take their cash because they don't have bank accounts. They're not allowed to have.
Watch
bank
where you
accounts.
dig in Vegas.
Mhm,
You're going to
there's
either
no
come
time.
up with a shipping container or a body.
Either
one.
That's on a body.
I mean, I was
Or
watching
part of
an
one.
episode of Chicago PD the other night, and they hired like ex SEALs, and this is true because when I was watching, I'm like, this is exactly true. They will hire ex Navy SEALs or ex Marines and armored trucks to transport their cash to a secret location, and then they just have to deal with it from there. So hopefully,
That's
with it
for another
being-
episode.
Right, exactly. But with it being federally changed now on a different schedule, it will open up the research. It will open up banking opportunities. It will open up businesses being able to be run a little more fairly, because
Yeah.
they really have to jump through hoops to to even be in business. So every time you pass by one, and I'm not talking about a head shop, a gas pipe with, pipes and stuff, a legitimate CBD store with legitimate products on its shelf. They really have to jump through hoops to be there. And this is really going to affect them. So if you're interested in this sort of stuff, just keep your eye open. Just keep your eye on it. Call people, call your local representatives. There's numbers to Austin. I'll be putting up, definitely Dan Patrick. Let them know what Texas wants, because they're not listening to us. They're just listening to their own little special needs. Again, alcohol is a big lobbyist. And, for a cannabis company to come in and try to screw people out of feeling good, especially veterans here in the state of Texas, it drives me nuts. I mean, I really hope Hometown Hero is able to put up a fight and help this.
We will see. We're going to hear more about this next week, but we're running out of time, and I want to bring in
Carol.
Mongo.
Carol's
Not
fault.
Carol. Carol fell off the mic.
All I'm thinking about is what I'm going to name my tampon hemp company.
Nice. Tampon
All right.
Tim.
Thank you, Billy. A wealth of knowledge in a little bit of time.
Twat,
We are
twat.
definitely going to be getting more on this later on in the weeks ahead. Want to bring on Mongo with the famous Mongo log and Tampon, California.
Sunny.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about Tampon, California, but he was interesting.
Mongo, it kind of went off the rails a little bit. I don't know if they have those in California, the tampon shops, and full of hemp and marijuana, but
I need you to go do some research.
Pitbull needs research done.
We've got the hemp shops in Roxy and I go, but I've never asked the clerk if they've got any tampons.
You are now.
Now you have to ask.
I've never asked anywhere in my life.
Mongo, always a pleasure to see you, brother. Once again, this nation is really giving you a wealth of information to bring forth the Mongo logs. I'm sure your brain is going in 30,000 different directions.
Dude, literally, I'm so far ahead right now that what I've written is going to be old news by the time I get to it.
I know. I bet. So without further ado, let's kick it off with the famous Mongo log.
All right, here we go. The Somali scam in Minnesota. The term "a perfect storm of fraud" in Minnesota refers to a significant increase in fraudulent activities, particularly related to government programs, which have been exacerbated by the rapid distribution of federal funds during COVID-19 pandemic. Minnesota is currently facing a significant fraud crisis, with investigations revealing schemes that could total over $1 billion. This situation has drawn national attention due to the scale and complexity of the fraud, particularly in programs designed to assist vulnerable populations. Minnesota has been under the spotlight for years for Medicaid fraud, including a massive $300 million pandemic fraud case involving the nonprofit Feeding Our Future. Prosecutors said it was the country's largest COVID-19 related fraud scam, and that the defendants exploited a state-run, federally funded program intended to provide food for children. Last month, President Trump said out loud what most of us have probably said in private and under our breath. Trump called Somali immigrants garbage and that they can contribute nothing. He went on to say that he doesn't want them in our country and, quote, "I'll be honest with you," someone will say. "Oh, that's not politically correct." Well, I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. They've destroyed our country, and all that they do is complain, complain, complain. And that's a direct quote. I'm pretty sure that under his business suit is the spandex superhero clothing of Captain Obvious. Trump reads our minds, understands our frustrations, and boldly broadcasts out loud for the villains in the media to hear him and manipulate the actual truth. Almost overnight, pressure from the Trump administration turned a state scandal into a periodically dominated Minnesota headline that for at least 6 years in the national news. The Somali population in Minnesota primarily began to grow in the early 1990s. This influx was largely due to civil war in Somalia, which started in 1991 and caused widespread instability and violence. Many Somalis fled their homeland seeking safety and better opportunities. Many of the newer arrivals moved to Minnesota with the assistance of voluntary agencies such as Lutheran Social Services and of Minnesota and Catholic Charities. Somalis who had arrived early have been assisting the more recent immigrants. Initially, in an effort to attract the new voter demographic, Minnesota offered decent entry-level jobs in the meatpacking industry, which employed many of the early Somali migrants. The state's reputation for offering generous public assistance programs was another magnet to keep the Somalis in Minnesota, as well as acting as a beacon for more to arrive. Somalia is located in the Horn of Africa, bordering Ethiopia, Djibouti, and Kenya. The majority of the population are ethnic Somalians and can trace their genealogy back to common forefathers. Somalians are distinguished by their strong and deeply respected traditional clan system. There's a very strong community focus embedded in Somali culture. People are mutually reliant on their family and community to support in meeting essential needs. Most Somalians belong to a clan based on a shared ancestry that generally connects them all with a large network of extended families. These clan ties are determined by paternal lineage through the father, which can often be traced back for generations. Clan loyalty is traditionally very strong and deeply rooted in Somalia. Many Somalians derive their sense of belonging from their ancestry and being born into a particular clan group. Unlike most of our ancestors, most of the Somalis did not come to the United States to work. They came to America to become government dependents and clients of the Democratic Party. In Minnesota, more than 4/5 of Somalis are dependent on welfare, compared with only 1/5 of the native population. Nearly 75% of Somalis are on Medicaid, compared with only 19% of the general population. This shouldn't surprise anyone, however. They are a society of humans that come from a culture of just scraping to get by to survive, combined with strong tribal ties, and have been thrown into the generous and trusting system of government welfare. Of course, there will be fraud. Their culture is not a culture of right and wrong. It's a culture of doing and saying whatever is necessary to survive and benefit the clan. Minnesota's Somalian community has exploited the state's generous welfare system to steal a staggering amount of taxpayer money, possibly upwards of $9 billion or more, in what may turn out to be the largest mass fraud in American history. They've accomplished this by creating hundreds of fake social service businesses that each rake in millions of dollars through the state's welfare programs by pretending to run childcare, healthcare, and food assistance programs. What we see in Minnesota is not a handful of bad actors committing crimes. It's a staggering industrial scale fraud. It's a system that is swamping Minnesota. Unlike typical welfare fraud, where a single recipient has lied about their eligibility or forgot to mention to the state that a family member has passed away while they continue to receive the dearly departed's welfare benefits, the Somali community's fraud in Minnesota is unique in that the organizations involved are initially and entirely fraudulent. In other words, these are not just individuals who found a chink in the system and are exploiting it for social service organizations, fudging their numbers. This is an organization this is organized and intentional. Their entire operations have been created to defraud taxpayers. Minnesota's Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison have repeatedly ignored the warnings from state employees. Whistleblowers have repeatedly tried to warn the authorities of this industrial-sized fraud. The governor has scolded the whistleblowers for pointing out the obvious fraud. This fraud crisis has led to widespread frustration by Minnesotans who call for greater accountability from state officials. Many residents feel that taxpayer dollars have been mismanaged, prompting demands for reform and stricter oversight of government programs. Governor Walz has assured everyone that the hen house will be closely monitored by a better and observant fox. The FBI and other federal agencies have recently increased their presence in Minnesota to tackle these fraud schemes. They have described the situation as the tip of a very large iceberg. Well, I agree, it's the tip for sure, but it's the tip of a very large and dry, fraudulent dildo that's been screwing the people of Minnesota for too long. This fraud crisis has led to widespread frustration of Minnesotans with calls for greater accountability from state officials. Many residents feel that taxpayer dollars have been mismanaged, prompting demands for reform and stricter oversight of government programs. For the last several years, most attention in Minnesota has focused on what prosecutors called the largest ever case of pandemic aid fraud. It's a sprawling scheme to bulk the federally funded school meals program. Allegations that Minnesota's generous social services programs were being misused have long predated the school meal scandal, and since then, and even more programs have come under fire. Face it, the money giveaway in Minnesota is a shit show, as the famous Ronco commercials of the 70s and 80s used to say. But wait, there's more. And just wait, California is going to blow the socks off what they start peeling back the layers of the fraudulent shit show out there. Out here. Yeah, where I'm at. When I was on the job, I had several occasions to deal with gypsies. I never had an encounter with a Somali. I have seen some strong parallels between the two groups, however. I learned a valuable lesson while dealing with gypsies. They are a culture of scammers and fast talkers. It became pretty easy to know when they were lying to me. I could immediately tell when they were lying because they were talking. I'm getting the impression that the Somali community is exactly the same. Both Gypsy and Somali communities have rich cultural traditions and a strong emphasis on family and kinship. Additionally, both groups have faced social exclusion and discrimination in various societies, impacting their access to education and legitimate employment opportunities. And that, my friends, is that. Whiskey improves with age, and I improve with whiskey. My name is Mongo. Whiskey goes in, wisdom comes out. I smoke cigars and I know things. Mongo is out, and now back to you in the studio. And I think I'm losing my voice.
Wow, Mongo, that was spot on. And you are so right. You know, we got to start pulling back the layers of this fraudulent stuff, and people got to be held accountable, and people have to be imprisoned. And as a politician with a small community like that, if you didn't see what was happening, let me tell you something. You were once again, like all the newscasts have been saying, either you were the stupidest man on earth, or you were part of it, And I'm glad that President Trump's going to be out there, holding people accountable for what they've done. And if it turns out to be a politician or a congressman or a governor or whatever you are, man, you have to be called to the table, and you will, go to jail, or the taxpayers don't deserve to be stolen from.
It's going to be scary how stupid we've been with not only on the state level, but the federal level with our tax dollars and just giving it away with no questions asked.
Well, I was watching one of the podcasts today, and one of the guys brought up, he goes, this is how the politicians go from $170,000 a year job in 3 years to being worth $30 million. Because they're lining their pockets with taxpayers' money, your money, my money, Pitbull's money, Chance's money, Billy Ball's money. All of our money is going into the pockets of these politicians, and they are going to bed and sleeping like babies, knowing that they screwed over the American public. Oh, yeah. Elon Musk was uncovering billions of dollars in Doge, and I want that to keep going, because it's going to accountability. And as those Democrat politicians say, is nobody's above the law. Well, that's right. Nobody is above the law. And now the law is going to be working against you. Tim Walz, who just stepped down, or who is not seeking re-election, there's a reason behind that, because he knows the hammer is going to fall on him either way. And he's going to have to set himself up for a little tiny jail cell somewhere.
You look at all the politicians in the Senate and in Congress, or in the House of Representatives, that voted no with regard to making some of those Doge cuts permanent or returning the money. Those are the people that need to be looked at too, because they are getting a kickback. There's a reason they voted no.
And to be fair, I'm sure it's happening on both sides of the aisle.
Oh, absolutely. It absolutely is. Yeah.
Both sides.
It's probably happening on both sides of the aisle. And, this is where the American taxpayer has to turn around and say no more. And I think Trump's doing that. Trump's turning around saying the taxpayers don't deserve this. And if you're fighting against this, if you're not standing up and protesting against the fraud that's happening, guess what? You are probably part of the problem. You're a paid protester as well. You're getting money from the American taxpayer while the rest of the people go out there and work. Just not fair. And, it's a scary thought that it's going to come to a head soon. And I hate to see what the results are going to be.
Yeah, no, it's nasty. And, and the problem is you get the media douchebags like Jimmy Kimmel, the women of the Chew that talk about how everything's cool, but Trump's the asshole.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, these people, these people in The View and these people on the Golden Globes, they all hide behind their millions and millions and millions of dollar mansions and their private security and their TVs. They give not two shits about any one of us, and we hold them at high regard. It's about time that the American public says, down with Hollywood, down with all these billionaires and millionaire stars that plague our TV. You know what? You're nobody. And at the Golden Globe Awards, to step up and be you know nothing about politics, you should just get your award, go home, and be grateful that people still watch you, you wannabes or your has-beens. You know what? Yeah. Just go into your little mansions, drive your expensive cars, raise your shitty kids, and just stay away from everybody else, man.
Transgender shitty kids, be specific. They're not just shitty kids. Sometimes the families have two transgenders in one family. Those Hollywood kids are special.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
It's in the water.
It's in the water. Maybe, you know what? They need some marijuana tampons. That's what they need.
I've never heard of that, but hey.
I mean, it could be a big business.
Can they be used like, can you like insert them in your mouth and just suck on them for a while?
Yeah.
There's a little string hanging out.
I see why not, I guess.
Why not? Yeah.
You can floss and get high at the same time.
Butthole.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do, man. Whatever you want to do. We won't discriminate. You can identify as a
red orifice.
You can identify as a marijuana tampon sucking person. That's right. That's who you are. But Mongo, we are definitely off the rails. I will talk to you soon, brother. Thank you once again for an amazing Mongo log, and we will see you next week.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. Hey, once again, man, thank you to everybody who has been part of the 99% Radio Network. Thank you to all our listeners tuning in. Once again, we do stand behind ICE. We do stand behind all of our law enforcement and our veteran communities. And, Billy just got some bad news prior to the end of the show. And Billy, you want to just really quick, we're just going to memorialize this show real quick. Billy, yeah, sit here.
For all of y'all who live and love in Arlington, like I have for so long, there was the kindest gentleman. His name was Dan Pope. He took photographs that would just make you just look at him in awe and beauty. He captured the beauty of people and situations. And I became really good friends with him when I worked at the ballpark. And he just passed away like 20 minutes ago, and my heart is just broken. He had a book that he was promoting in December called Arlington, the Dream City, and it's chock full of all these beautiful images of Arlington throughout the year. So if you get a chance to look at it, you can just appreciate what a great guy he was, because as beautiful as his pictures are, he was like a million times more beautiful than that. He even put a picture of me in the ballpark collecting food one day at a food drive. And he called me to tell me because he wanted me to have one of these books so I could see it. But sometimes you feel like you're too busy to reach out to people. Don't, because no idea. I mean, this is a total shock to me. So sometimes when you miss that phone call or you miss that text, or you're just thinking about them, just let them know, because you just don't know when's going to be your last chance. And you want people, especially in today's times, to have all the love and consideration they possibly can 24/7. So just remember that, okay?
Ma'am.
Dan Pope and his beautiful family.
All right.
Much respect, baby.
So I ended up. And once again, if you could be anything in this world, man, like Billy said, don't forget others and be kind. Peace.